Please form a line, people. Draw a waiting...
Draw a waiting number, and the mayor will see you in a short while.
What's going on here? Did someone refill the peanut jar?
A girl fell from the sky. They say she's a real beauty. The mayor's about to decide who's going to give her shelter.
Yeah, well, I doubt he'll have a hard time to decide once he's heard my story. I saved that girl from the dark exchequer. I am responsible for her.
Nice try, buddy, but I've made up a good story, too. Mine even has a dragon in it, so move to the back of the line and draw a number like everyone else.
We finally reached the town hall, and the character who was supposed to have just a minor support role, who even in the final version, the quote-unquote beautifully animated final version, still looks like my very crude sketch. And that is Lottie, voiced by the talented Tim Bentinck, in the English version at least. Lottie was designed to be a minor character in Deponia, as I said, yet she still makes a reappearance later on. I guess I can't spoil that much. I never intended that, though, and I don't know why this character got so overwhelmingly much positive feedback. In fact, the press in each territory always had a spotlight on Lottie. And I also remember that very long and elaborately mail which I answered with a lot of time and effort, talking to an upset customer who claimed we would ridicule transsexual tendencies in Deponia. I strongly disagreed with this perception of Lottie, and granted, even if her falsetto is exaggerated and cliched, Lottie herself is not a ridiculous character. This part belongs to Rufus and Rufus alone. Everyone around falls victim to Rufus's ridiculousness. So the most beautiful thing about that is that Rufus actually is neither biased nor intolerant in any way, at least not in a common way. What upsets him is vastly different than the things other ordinary idiots rant about. Ordinary idiots have in fact a certain obligatory intolerance towards others. Rufus, however, he is a special moron. His kind of intolerance is of the liberal kind. He thinks all his fellow people are equally stupid, and that makes him, at least in that regard, very liberal. He treats everyone equally shitty, so no matter the background. This is the last consequence of the liberal thought illustrated in Deponia. Welcome to Deponia. My name is Pokey Pokinson.
Those notice boards are great. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I'd still have to search for magnets in the trash heaps. I hate lines. Number 66. Almost my lucky number.
Everyone, just one number!
Spoil sport. Yeah, spoil sportress, I guess. The post office will be open. O'clock? O'clock? What o'clock? There's something missing here. Hardly ever saw such stupid hats. The mayor wants to decide what? Who will what? Give her shelter?
Low-Tech thinks the girl should be, integrated into our community, and someone has to nurse her back to health.
I hope the mayor will choose me. She could give me a hand in the mud pits. Ever since I cut my fingertips while scrubbing rust, I tend to get infected cuticles.
You want her to scrub rust for you? That's outrageous.
Why? What do you want the girl for? Rufus?
Rufus!
Huh? Oh, what? The girl belongs to me.
That'll be determined by the mayor.
Well, how do I get to the mayor?
That's easy.
Take a number and stand at the end of the line.
Couldn't you let me cut in? See, I'm in a bit of a hurry, and...
I see.
Well, if that's the case,
Do you want my chair?
shall we get you something to drink while you're waiting?
We could bake a cake for you, too.
Really? I like cactus cake, but no raisins. Thanks very much. And... oh. I see. Crap. Now I'm hungry. No, really, let me go first.
Listen, Rufus, a minute ago that was a nice little joke, but now it's half annoying.
And half sad.
No,
A minute ago, but now...
And half...
where's the girl now?
She's lying in the assembly hall. Dr. Gizmo is with her.
They say she's unconscious.
I hope she isn't injured.
So do I. So do I. It's not easy stacking exhaust pipes with broken arms.
Nice hats. Did I miss a trend or something?
The roofer switched to making hats, because it hasn't rained for months.
I see. And I'm sure the trousers are from the guy who used to make tarps, right?
Hey, my wife made them for me.
Well, thanks for nothing. I'll skedaddle. Hardly ever saw such... I'll skedaddle.
Stop right there! Where do you think you're going?
I'll go to Elysium with Goal.
In that case, you're in the wrong place. This door leads to the mayor's office, and access is
Strictly by numbers only! So draw a number or bugger off! Stop right there! Where do you... In
To the mayor.
that case, you should... Stop right there! The post office...
The post office is closed until further notice.
Until when?
Until the sign says that it's open!
But there's no clock there.
Very observant. And now...
Get away from that door! I said...
the post office will be closed.
Every office needs a good soul. Maybe someone should tell the mayor. Hello, Lottie.
You two...
You too? Dear me, what a day.
Where's the girl from Elysium?
Princess Sugar... yeah,
Princess Sugarbottom? Oh, she's lying around in the assembly hall. Of course, I knew you came because of her. It's always the same. Always the same. A beautiful young girl in a tight jumpsuit falls from the sky heavily injured. And immediately, everyone's falling over themselves to help her. Hussy. Hussy!
I want to see the mayor.
everyone...
Everyone does. Take a number and wait your turn.
Can you make an exception and let me in before the others?
It's your turn when you...
Your number comes up!
No exceptions.
Not even for me?
Especially not for you!
But the line isn't moving at all. Who's next anyway?
Number 62. I think that's Wenzel.
Wenzel is also applying? But Wenzel isn't even here.
Well, it's his turn. Wenzel is up next.
No exceptions!
Is it my turn already?
No. Number 62
Is still up!
Wenzel.
Wenzel, exactly!
I officially want to deregister my residence here on Deponia.
Although a lot of people will be glad to hear that. Me, for instance.
That won't be possible today!
The mayor is pretty busy at the moment.
I'll skedaddle.
Don't let the door hit you.
Goal! I have to talk to her. She's got to know who her savior is.
Rufus, do you have to snoop around here?
Hi, Inspector Gizmo.
That's Dr. Gizmo. As you know, I hold all three positions in this emergency station, and right now, I'm a doctor. And as a doctor, I have the right to ask, Why are you bothering my patient?
She's an acquaintance of mine. I wanted to see how she's doing. Her name is Gold.
Oh, the Elysian is an acquaintance of yours, eh? Very funny. Well, as long as your lacking sense of reality doesn't keep me from doing my job, knock yourself out. Look after your acquaintance, but make it snappy. That's enough.
What? Come on!
Enough daydreaming for today. My patient needs rest. Well, at least I guess that she needs rest. In order to know for sure, she would have to wake up first.
She's unconscious. What's wrong with her? What does she need?
To be more conscious, obviously. For further tests, she would have to be awake. Unfortunately, none of my remedies seem to work.
Well, how about some really strong coffee?
Ha! The coffee that could be of help here needs to be brewed.
Doesn't every coffee need to be brewed?
Yes, right, but...
Hey, not to worry, Dr. Gizmo. I have a plan.
Do the world a favor and spare us your plans, Rufus. Your wacky plans have never done anyone any good, except that the mayor granted me a larger file cabinet for patients' histories.
So, this is the assembly hall. It's one of those scenes where our Alex, who played Goal, really shined. Or rather, an incredible acting job on Goal's part, who may want to give us all the details about how tough this was in terms of acting to transport the concept of a sleeping beauty into this hall. The scene is heavy with fate and has this aura of great expectations. How did you do that?
Yeah, I imagined this a bit differently, actually. I was probably wrong after all.
Yeah, whoa, wait a minute. It is, in fact, a leading role. It's a very important, central role.
I hardly had lines.
Yeah, maybe, but you had presence. That's what a sleeping beauty scene is all about, presence. I think we have to cut now. I have a lot of exciting questions to ask, of course, but I don't want to forestall too much. So we postpone that until later screen and commentary. After all, I want you to stay tuned, and also let's not ruin the mentioned aura with too much babble. That being said, see you on the next screen.
How peacefully she sleeps. This calls for extra strong coffee. Hey, Goal! Goal! Wakey, wakey! Fast asleep.
Very good diagnosis, Doctor.
Oh, well, it's just that I'm an expert in sleep. Gizmo is a doctor, police officer, and firefighter all at once. On his best days, he has to change professions every other second. Dr. Gizmo?
What now?
Will she fully recover?
She'd need to wake up first to be able to tell.
Well, why don't you wake her up then?
Well, it's not that easy. I've already tried every stimulant I could find in my medicine cabinet. None of those were strong enough. She needs something much stronger.
Something much stronger. Sounds like a job for me. I am much stronger, after all. I will save her.
Ha! Good luck. Did you bring some kind of miracle stimulant by any chance? Something that might wake her up? A kind of cup of coffee to the nth order?
I'm working on it.
Good, but do it someplace else.
What can I do to wake her up again?
Nothing, unless you had a miracle stimulant to wake her up.
What are you waiting for? Help her!
I would love to, but self-professed acquaintances of the patient are constantly interrupting me in my efforts.
Self-professed acquaintances. That sounds funny. Self-professed acquaintances. Think you can say that 1,000 times in a row?
Why should I? I could even say get lost 1,000 times in a row and you wouldn't get it.
I want to report an emergency.
An emergency? What is it?
I have this unusual pain in my back.
You should rest in bed, at home, so get lost.
fire.
Impossible. My fire protection sensors would already have detected the emergency.
You have built-in fire protection sensors?
Yes, ever since you turned 8 years old, you little brat.
That was my last birthday with my dad. I got a cake. I think I even remember the fireworks.
I remember them too. Incredible how much you achieved with just 8 candles.
Robbery!
Impossible. My theft protection sensors would already have detected the emergency.
You have built-in theft protection sensors?
All emergency prevention tasks are united in one person, and that's me, as you very well know. A small village like Kuvak is just not big enough to have a doctor's practice, a fire department, and a police station separately. Or at least, that's what I thought. Ever since you turned 8, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
No emergency. My bad.
If you say so, it sounds too good to be true.
Could you leave me alone with her for a moment?
No.
But
No.
bummer. Do you have a stimulant for me?
To make you even more annoying? I don't think so. I've used up most of the stimulants on the patient, but to no avail. I still have some left in the medicine cabinet in my office, but no one except me is allowed to access it.
We'll see about that.
What was that?
Time for me to leave.
That's what I keep telling you.
Well, thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Not literally.
Obviously, there's a preparation for a celebration going on. Bad something. Rude. Huh? The balloons seem to have been stored here for quite a while. I wonder what occasion they're meant for, and why my face is on some of them.
Oh yes! What we see here is the first Micha screen, the first screen Micha actually has drawn, and you can see with an overly critical eye that there are still some rudimentary textures he ditched on the way or changed something. He revised it several times. The more we got into the world of Deponia, the more we got an eye for details. Yes, this could be a little bit different, or this can be like blah, blah, blah. In this case, though, the first draft looked quite similar to what we got in the end. There was a bit less texture to it, a bit less cartoony, and some more daring textures on single objects. Yeah, I remember clearly that this was our only screen for a long time, and we'd show it at presentations to get potential investors hooked for our big project, Deponia. Game-wise, not too much happens here, as it's more of a crossroad. Of course, it gets you into the environment, and of course there's Hanek in the lower left, who contributes to the mythology of the trash scouts. But what I like most are those hints and bits of story concerning Hanek and his wife happening later in the dialogue, especially when you use items with Hanek, like the parrot and all that. Some hilarious stuff will happen, believe me. All in all, I'm very happy we had this scene as our first. It didn't really help us selling the project though, so it took us years until we got Deponia signed. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Shouldn't he be maintaining the sewer system and removing trash landslides? Lazy bum. Hello, Hanek.
Oh, hey,
Rufus.
exactly.
Why aren't you working?
You mean, why am I doing just the same as you? Because some joker removed the magnets from the detonation plan, that's why.
Hey, I am very busy, actually. I've been running around all day, getting things done, and, picking stuff up, and things like that.
Well, how about you find some new magnets for our detonation plan? Then we can finally continue work.
How exactly does that detonation plan of yours work?
Well, that's pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah, I doubt it.
The chief detonator uses magnets to mark the positions of the next 3 planned detonations. Then he rings a bell, and I give a signal to the miner, who will on his part prepare the explosives in the mine shaft. And after that, we blow the thing up.
And then you start with the exciting part?
No. That's it, actually.
Yeah, I knew it. How does that...
Oh! The chief detonator uses magnets to mark the positions of the next 3 planned detonations. Then he rings a bell, and I give a signal to the miner, who will on his part prepare the explosives in the mine shaft. And after that, we blow the thing up.
Right, thanks. What exactly are you guys doing down there?
What do you think? We are trash hunters. We search for useful trash. Most of the time, trash is just junk, and so pretty useless. For instance, I have a whole collection of car keys for cars that have been scrapped ages ago.
Is that your parrot?
Yes, we use it to detect dangerous fumes in the mine shaft.
Oh, what do you do when that happens?
We get a new parrot.
I see. Did you hear about the woman from Elysium?
Yes, but I really don't care. I already have a woman I can send into the mine shaft. It's too narrow in there for 2 women.
Love must be such a wonderful thing. Maybe you have my key, too.
I don't know. What was your name again?
Rufus.
Let me think. Rufus. Nope. I don't think I got your key.
Wenzel.
Let me think. Wenzel. Nope. I don't think I got your key.
Tony.
Let me think. Tony. Nope. I don't think I got your key.
Forget it.
Done. Anything else?
Talk to you later.
See you,
Rufus.
Exactly.
Nice parrot.
Yes, we use it to detect dangerous fumes in the mine shaft.
Oh, what do you do when that happens?
We get a new parrot.
I see. Hello.
Hello. I'm starving. I've eaten nothing but worms for days now.
Ignore him. My wife sometimes talks to herself when she's down there. He must have picked that up from her.
We can't meet anymore. Although my husband is almost deaf, his bird has quite good ears. I'm stuck.
Rufus. I thought you're on your way to Elysium. Have you come back to pay your tab?
Oh, that. Oh, well, listen, Lonzo. I plan to do that, but constructing an escape vehicle costs a lot. And,
Don't worry, Rufus. No one here expected you to make it.
Great. Thanks. Poor Lonzo. He'll be lost without me when I'm gone.
Lonzo's Bar. It's quite an interesting room content-wise. As a matter of fact, we rarely had moments, neither in the beginning or Wizard World nor the Breakout, where the protagonist could feel at home in his environment. Okay, there was Cedric in the beginning of Wizard World. He had trailer, but you leave that behind within the first 2 screens. And in addition, it's a traveling circus, so even Cedric's environment isn't a familiar one for him. Edna, on the other hand, has no memory, and so she's in a complete unfamiliar place. And in the beginning, of course, we have Bent, alone in his house at the fjord, and he immediately has to leave. But here we can explore Rufus' very own turf along with him. This way we can get character information between the lines through casual dialogue. What I found most interesting was that there are actually people who still tolerate Rufus' company, and Lonzo is among them. Despite the fact that Rufus is of course a load of trouble, and Lonzo is clearly annoyed by them, he still looks at it from a humorous point of view. There's a certain tongue-in-cheek attitude between those two. It's this talk where you get how both of them, and Benson for that matter, roll. And of course the synergy shines also through when talking to Tony. He even kind of reflects to that. It diminishes a bit later in the game, but it's solidly established nonetheless, which is quite remarkable. I mean, characters like Lonzo, Tony, Benzo, those were characters I wrote really early. Or Gizmo or Mayor Lotec, they react in a way to Rufus as they can anticipate when he actually listens or when he just zones out, so they can throw all kind of stuff at him without any consequences. It's this subliminal love-hate relationship with Rufus. This permanent awful struggle to educate him about something while all you want to do is just to resign. That's something that came quite naturally while writing to these characters. I never consciously realized that it's kind of a logic consequence to the development, having to endure Rufus over a long period of time. In the course of the trilogy, Rufus will meet a lot of characters, and funny thing is, most of them will react, or at least will tend more and more to react just like his old peers from Kuvak towards him, like Lonzo or Tony. They grow very similar to his old relationships, and that's quite exciting how all that comes together. It plays out quite well. This screen also deserves a comment for the featured music, and that's because this is the first screen not composed by Finn from Periscope, but it's in fact a snippet of a song I recorded for a friend of mine. By request I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. It's called Dünnes Eis, which is German for thin ice, and the riff nicely fits into the scene. After we finished production, I forgot the damn pub song we wanted. We have a pub in almost every game, and only in the end I remembered it. Same thing with Harvey's New Eyes, and then again with Chaos on Deponia. I just tend to forget the odd pub song. You can't just reuse some other track there. You need something unique in the bar to create this pub atmosphere. And that's why I decided to put that part of my track in there. Thank God we did fine with Goodbye Deponia. Finn composed the song for Goodbye Deponia for the pub scene. But to be honest, 1 week after the release, I woke up in a state of mind panic, written by one thought. It really happened. I was like, oh crap, we forgot to include that pub song. That we did. It only got used that one time in the sewer scene from Goodbye Deponia, but we definitely included it. Just seems like I have developed kind of a deeply rooted phobia of forgetting a pub song amnesophobia. Something like since Harvey's New Eyes and Chaos on Deponia really gave me nightmares. Luckily, there's that 8-bit song, great one too, in Goodbye Deponia. But we'll get there. Until then, stay tuned.
Lonzo.
Yeah?
Long time no see, Lonzo.
Long time indeed.
Anything new?
Hey, you know how Kuvak is. Nothing ever happens in Kuvak.
Yep, without me, this place would be dead.
Well, without you, there would be fewer explosions. I know that much.
It must be pretty sad for all of you that I'll be gone soon.
It's almost unbearable. Almost.
How about a shot of that old Worry Be Gone?
Well, that depends. Will you ever pay me what you owe?
Of course. I just need to get some money first. But you know that I'm always true to my word.
If you find a new word that makes you look less like a fraud.
Well said, Lonzo. Well said. Did you hear about the stranger? The girl?
Yes, but I don't care. Don't tell me you want to start quarreling about her with all the other idiots.
Well, you know me. I'm always the first in line when...
Idiots are quarreling.
Yes. Do you have something that can give someone a real boost?
Since when are you ordering coffee? Did you break Tony's coffee machine again? How often do I have to tell you that you don't filter oil that way?
No, this is not about simple coffee. I need something that really, really gets you awake. A kind of ultimate pick-me-up. Lonzo? Are you okay? Okay, just forget I ever asked. I'm off.
No, wait a minute. I think I know exactly what you need. Oh boy, this is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Hey, wow! You have pipes, tanks, valves. It's a thing.
This is an espresso machine. But this is not just any old espresso machine. This is the mother of all espresso machines. I tuned it myself.
And you wound ribbons into its hair?
Indeed I did.
Okay, but one question remains. What exactly is this espresso?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure myself. I think it's a kind of highly concentrated coffee. The people of prehistoric times drank it.
Uh-huh. And then they forgot to switch the machine off. I see.
I built the compressor, following all the instructions that I found. Unfortunately, the pictures were pretty blurry, but I think I figured out what ingredients are needed. Take the recipe. It's right next to you on that bar stool. If you bring me these ingredients, we can start brewing. In the meantime, I'll have found my life insurance policy. I hope. I'm so excited.
What a scrawl. Okay, I need clear, reviving, and energy-rich water. The coffee powder must be black, stimulating, and made from hot beans. None of these things can be found in Kuva. Being a master improviser, I bet I can find plenty of alternatives. Poor Lonzo. He'll be what exactly am I supposed to do?
It's all written down on the recipe I gave you. Just bring me everything that's on the list. Till then, I'll do some fine-tuning on the espresso machine.
Okay. You won't believe what happened to me today.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. So why don't you keep your story to yourself this time?
But it's got everything. Action, drama, romance.
Oh, a dragon, too.
No.
In that case, I'm not interested.
Now that you mention it, yes, there really was a dragon.
Too late then.
This looks pretty daring.
It is.
Great, that's what I wanted to hear. About the powder.
Tell me.
Do you have any idea what kind of blackish powder is needed for this recipe?
I have no idea. I don't think they're talking about black powder.
Black powder.
I said it's probably not black powder.
But black powder is blackish.
Listen, this machine works with high pressure and extreme heat. If you put black powder into the...
Yada, yada, yada. Let me worry about the ingredients and you'll prepare the machine.
Oh no, I'm starting to regret this.
Any idea what highly stimulating means?
I have no idea. Maybe some kind of stimulant? Maybe Dr. Gizmo has some in his office.
Oh, that reminds me. Maybe Dr. Gizmo has some kind of stimulant in his office.
That's just what I said.
You did? Maybe I'd listen more carefully if you said something useful from time to time.
I guess I had that coming.
Any idea what hot beans are supposed to be?
No idea.
Well, This seems to be a highly intellectual puzzle for a gifted mind.
Right. Maybe you should ask Wenzel.
I was talking about me.
Sorry. I guess I should have known. Statistically, it was very likely.
Don't worry, I'll manage.
Hurry up. I can't wait to fire up this sweet machine for a test brew.
About the water.
Keep it flowing.
Clean water? Where can I get clean water?
Clean water is a myth. Everybody knows that.
My father always told me that story about how he founded Kuvak on top of a source of fresh, clean spring water.
Hogwash. Your father was a bullshitter, just like you.
Bullshitter? What's that supposed to mean?
Someday, someone will explain it to you in detail, I'm sure.
Energy-rich water. What's that supposed to mean?
I have no idea. Hanek told me they sometimes find batteries in the trash. Those contain energy. How about you ask him?
Oh, sheesh. This whole quest is exhausting.
Exhausting? Hanek is working right in front of this building.
Hanek!
I guess you'll have to move a few steps into his direction and talk to him directly.
Exhausting and stressful. The recipe says something about a revitalizing liquid. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. A liquid that makes something inanimate come to life again?
That sounds scary.
What's scary about that? Just imagine a freezer making breakfast in bed for you.
Yeah, obviously you've never been in a relationship with Tony. Don't worry, I'll manage.
Hurry up. I can't wait to fire up this sweet machine for a test brew. It's all written just till then.
Okay. I'll be off then, getting all the ingredients.
You do that. I'll be here if you need me.
Oh, this must be for the water. Oh, this must be for the... Lonzo's been trying his luck as a handyman. Cute. And that's probably where the powder goes. And that's... Lonzo must have waited very long for this historic day. He should have asked me earlier. The cup is still empty, still being the operative word here. Flawless performance. Still some room for improvement, but that wasn't too bad for an amateur. Gnat's piss, the only thing to drink on the planet. Not true. Luckily, I'm not susceptible to advertising. I could do with a steak now. The recipe says something. Energy-rich, clean water, clear, reviving, and coffee. Do you have any idea what kind of blackish powder is needed for this recipe? Any idea what? Yeah, sure. As if it was even possible to hit that board with a dart. I intrigue myself. What wickedness can I perpetrate here? Huh? What was that? Oh, the emergency station is opened again. Oh, that must mean I can choose the more daring options now.
Yeah, Gizmo's emergency station. That's exactly the point where my scripting team learned to hate me, and I learned to give myself kind of an evil laughter. I actually had the same team of scripters for the whole Deponia trilogy, or at least the lead scripters were the same. During Goodbye Deponia, the situation was a bit more complicated. Anyway, the three who were sticking around from the beginning to the end, Claudia, Alex, and Simon, and those three pulled off miracle after miracle. And I still remember, of course, how this screen earned Simon and Alex their first bags under the eyes. By now they got a lot of those, but they've got their first. Because this room is really alterable and got all kinds of animations that need proper timing with objects that needed different conditions and states, and yet it all had played quite well together. That was a huge challenge. As it was, of course, for the artists as well. It was more or less a cheap shot in my part, to be honest. I said, okay, I only got this limited number of rooms per Deponia part. That is, so I just have to let more stuff happen in each room and make the rooms more alterable. And that's a really mean trick I pulled off. And on expense of the artists who had to draw each room 3 times, but only get paid once. That's again my evil laughter. Yeah, but content-wise was exciting to say each room is worth 3 rooms by letting it turn into 3 different forms with one pull of a lever. And all that was a puzzle spanning over multiple rooms, a puzzle corresponding with these 3 different versions of one room, visualizing this, and the puzzle turned out to be so much more complicated than in my head. That really sounded like a cool, funny idea. Yeah. But after I decided that sounded cool, we eventually decided, yeah, we'll find something cool and fun on the road down and put it away for now. That stayed and stayed and stayed. We left it there and started production, still without a clue how to put a relevant puzzle or a coherent puzzle complex for the room into this scene. But despite all this, it turned out brilliant in the end. Still starting out very laid back with an, we'll find something cool for this cabinet carousel eventually attitude didn't really help, and the room became our very own problem child. But again, I think it's cool, and as a bonus, it has very good synergy with Gizmo's character.
Crap. Locked. Distrust everywhere. The clown amongst the anesthetics. Clowns. I don't see what this'll be good for. I mean, I already have enough holes in my teeth. It's the last tree left. I hope it doesn't croak. I mean, where would I test my herbicides? This could come in handy with my next amputation. Dr. Gizmo says Wenzel's toe could have been saved with non-corroded tools. Luckily, I'm a gifted lockpicker. Damn, that would have been a piece of cake with the right tool. Gizmo isn't here. That means I can fiddle around with his occupation modes unnoticed. Handcuffs in a scale. That must be a symbol for, overloaded metaphors. I'll save my Since the retirement home sunk into the ground, they don't let me work in the trash mines for community service anymore. Maybe our system of justice is working after all. It looked much lighter lying in that cupboard. I've stashed it in there for an emergency. Oh, damn! No grate in the world can hold me back. There, it moved while you were blinking. Since the retirement home sunk into the ground, that's not going to flip. Boy, how often did people around me carry that thing screaming like babies? It's too heavy to lug around. Doesn't matter, though, because I'm always cautious. Work gloves? Yeah, Gizmo is such a wimp. There's a hole in the platform. If the fetters weren't so wide, I could attach them to the hole over there. But they are too wide. I'd rather not. Toro! Hey, I said Toro! What good is it being the best of matadors if the bull isn't even looking? Brilliant idea, Rufus! What could a lonesome bull crave more than a well-chilled glass of gnat's piss? Okay, I'll use the cow. Main thing is that it worked. I can still hear, I'll never try riding a bull. That's below. Aw, does that upset you? Well, an accomplished matador like me knows how to bring the blood of a bull to a boil. Or whatever liquid it is that's pumping through those tubes. One more time. And today, children, Uncle Rufus will show you how to... And, you have to be age 8? Well, it's still below my class, but at least the taurine... Strike! The crime rate has risen significantly over the past few years, since round about my 18th birthday. Luckily, there's been almost no juvenile delinquents since then. It's too heavy to lug around. Doesn't matter, though, because I'm always cautious.
This is clearly not my favorite scene. When I look at it, I see a tale of lost battles. One of them is the last map, which I imagine could completely differently. Ultimately, we had a certain, let's say, miscalculation in terms of background, and that's why we didn't plan the screen at all. We didn't have the budget for it, and I suggested we somehow take just the layout of Kubox's town center. We need a layout for that anyway, so and then we just turn it into a postcard or something and mark our trash mines on it to indicate the blast areas, which wouldn't be that important for the actual blast anyway. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, since, you probably didn't get to that point by now, depending on when you actually click on my face. Well, I hope it's not too late to tell you that you shouldn't click me right away. I like to talk a lot, and most often I give away stuff about puzzles and such, so beware of possible spoilers ahead when you click me. Carefully and responsibly. Yeah, it's probably too late for that, but I tried anyway. Back to the tunnel system, which is basically the sketch I did within 30 seconds. Somebody adjusted the colors so it was a bit tone, and ultimately it's really not what I had in mind. And thus, looking at it, I still leaves a bit of taste in my mouth, reminding me that this is so much more ugly than what I imagined. Since we seriously ran out of money at some point, we just had to create this patchwork monstrosity, and there was nothing that could be said against that. It's a minor defeat, visually. The second lost battle is that this screen is reference declared as a minigame by the help system, as well as doing our constant phase, despite the fact that this is actually not a minigame. It's a close-up puzzle, part of the puzzle where the camera is in, and now it looks like this is supposed to be a mini-game, and the mini-game help basically just tells you what the puzzle is about. Not really what I would call a clean cut, but that's where I lost against our Bade, our head of game design, who said, no, this one has its own controls, which are different from standard adventure controls. This makes it a mini-game, and that's that. I should always listen to Bade. That's important. Always listen to Bade. Otherwise, the game suck. Yeah.
Oh, the blast signal. Take cover! Imminent blast! Oh, the blast signal. Oh! Take...
What have we here? I would have earned the 1, but I guess the 63 will have to do. Hello, Lottie.
You look...
Is it my turn already?
No. Number 62.
Still up!
Wenzel.
Wenzel, exactly!
Don't. This is Wenzel's house. He'll be flabbergasted when he hears about my newest adventure. I bet he'll be pretty disgruntled, because he decided not to come with me. He'll start shaking and get crying fits. Why am I not as cool and daring as you, Rufus? I also want to experience such great excitement. But deep down in his heart, he knows that he just isn't cut out for this. He'll get seriously depressed. Oh boy, I really hope he's home. Wenzel!
Hey, Rufus. Back already? That was really fast this time.
Yeah. This time, I almost made it. Unfortunately, like so often, my human kindness got in my own way.
Of course. That darn human kindness of yours. It's always getting into your way, right?
Indeed.
You never get anything done anymore.
Well, there are just too many humans.
They should all be
Drowned in the Red Rust Sea. Exactly.
that darn human kindness. By the way, thanks for all your stuff.
What? Wait, isn't that my chest?
Well, you said I could have your stuff if your plan works out. And your plan did work out. You just said so yourself, didn't you?
Yes, but...
Well, that's settled then.
Have you heard about that woman from Elysium?
Who hasn't? This wouldn't have anything to do with you by any chance.
Hey, you know me. Wherever there's a woman that needs rescuing, I'm there.
You're right. There really does seem to be a connection.
I was there when the girl fell from the sky.
It's all right. I'm sure it was just an accident.
No, you're getting this all wrong. I saved her.
Of course you did.
Don't you want to go to the town hall?
To apply for giving shelter to the Elysian woman? The thought has crossed my mind. I even got a waiting number. But then I thought, what have I got to offer?
Yeah, nothing.
If I were rich or found a water vein, I might have a chance. But like this.
By the way, you're holding up the line.
So what? As long as I haven't found a water vein, I don't even have to show up.
How the hell did you manage to open the trunk?
Well, all you have to do is disengage the child-proof lock. But the only thing in there was this weird stick.
That's my father's divining rod.
You think so? Legend has it that it always brought him luck. He found the water vein Kuvak's built on with this very rod.
Yeah? Well, if my father really always had that much luck, then why didn't he manage to take me along when he left Deponia?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Hey, maybe you can find water with the divining rod.
And where, pray tell, would I start to look? In my basement? I should say that's highly improbable.
Maybe you can help me organize a few things.
Again? You haven't even returned my lawnmower yet.
Oh yes, the lawnmower. You'd better get a new one. The old one had lousy aerodynamics.
What is it this time?
Hey, do you have any idea where I can get roasted beans?
The only beans I know make your mouth burn. Can you use those?
I don't know. I just need to make some kind of medicine, so I don't have to be too peculiar about the ingredients, right?
Whatever you say.
Do you have any idea where I can get some blackish powder?
Black powder? No idea. Aren't you the expert concerning all things explosive? After all, every other invention of yours blows up.
Which at the same time means that every first one doesn't. Do you have any idea where I can get clear water?
Clear water? Pfft, that stuff only exists in legends.
So what? My whole project is legendary.
Legend has it that your father once found clear water. That's how he got to be mayor of Kuvak. They say that there are still a few bottles hidden away in the town hall.
That's my old man, all right. He left Deponia, but instead of bequeathing me his fortune, he hid it.
At least he left you the divining rod. Maybe it is possible to find some water with it.
Dream on. Do you have any idea where I can get revitalizing fluid?
I once heard that it is supposed to be revitalizing to drink the blood of a bull.
You believe everything people tell you, don't you?
Like I'll get back the money that I loaned you?
Exactly. Do you have any idea where I can get energy-rich water?
Energy-rich water? What's that supposed to be? The only energy I know of is in the car batteries you find in the trash heaps everywhere.
Yeah, well, I should have guessed that you can't give much useful information concerning energy, lazy bum. I think I'd better do this myself. Let's be honest, you were never a big help anyway.
Whatever you say.
Never a big help. Brilliant.
What?
You don't get it? Not a big help. Because you're small. Late.
Exactly.
Wenzel lives in a kind of dollhouse. I'm a big fan of screens like that unfold room by room, even though everything happens basically on the same screen. And that's why I took the liberty of doing it exactly that way in this case. We did it in a new beginning as well, in a more limited way. And I'm just very fond of that. It's a great use of adventure visuals. Adventure screens are pretty similar to a theater stage, in fact. There you would do it with lighting, and here we use visuals. When I do the writings for a game, dialogues always come second after the cutscenes. Here I establish the characters and their relationships, and so I did with the relationship between Rufus and Wenzel, and I was glad I could give it some depth via multiple choice dialogue. I'm especially looking forward to the part where Rufus laughs at him, going like, that's because you're so small. That's the punchline, and I just spoiled it. But with the proper build-up, it's a real comedic jewel. Additionally, you can enjoy one of the scarce nude scenes in the screen, but that's happening much later. Well, depending on when you actually clicked this. So, have fun.
He's bloated, he's useless, and he has a sponge in his kitchen. If my impeccable sense of orientation doesn't fail me, I should be under the shower right now. Hey, that's my dad's divining rod.
Don't even think about it, Rufus. It's mine now.
But it's a family heirloom.
So, a gift is a gift. Boy, I can hardly wait to give it a try. Maybe I can find a well somewhere near. And once I'm rich,
we'll split 50-50.
I might lend you the rod for a couple of hours.
If the citizens of Kuvak fear for their lives, they can call for help. Here, this thing ruined many good escape plans. Hello? I want to report a crime. Hello? Great, Inspector Gizmo seems to be out. But as soon as you accidentally drop the town elder's cane in the cesspool, he's right behind you. I'll give it another try later. Work. Yeah, right. She's just sitting there twiddling her thumbs. I can do that too. Looks like Tony's in her store. If I go in now, her taunting remarks will shower down on me like a hailstorm. Well, what the heck. Let's get this over with.
Well, look who's back. If it isn't Evel Knievel, the man who defied gravity, the conqueror of the sky, the wind jockey, the traveler on his way to the upper spheres. And yet, here he stands, right in front of me. Who'd have thought?
Believe it or not, this time I really made it. I was on board an Organon cruiser. Its destination, Elysium.
And then the longing for me became too much to bear.
I had to choose a life of eternal bliss, which means far away from you, or saving a beautiful Elysian girl from a horrible death.
Yeah, right. Rufus is doing a selfless deed. I would love to laugh, but my belly's still aching from when you were dragged through the junk.
I'll show you. I'll wake the girl, and she'll take me to Elysium, and then you'll be sorry. You'll all be sorry. How's business?
When did that interest you ever?
Who says I take an interest? I'm just being extremely polite.
First and foremost, you have an extremely distorted view of yourself.
Oh, that's because my reflection in the mirror is so blindingly bright.
Oh!
Why so cranky?
Why? You have destroyed my mailbox, devastated my backyard, gobbled down all my food supplies, and if I find out that the disappearance of my favorite pair of boots is connected in any way to the construction of your ridiculous escape pod, may God have mercy on your soul.
I had to carry the black powder in some kind of vessel, didn't I?
What?
Nothing. I'd like to buy something.
With what? Or did you get a job recently that I don't know anything about?
I'll pay you back. Really?
Oh!
I wanted to say goodbye before I leave this dump.
New escape plans, have we? You are deluded. You'll never get out of here. Never, ever, ever. And that means I'll have you on my back for the rest of my life.
What are those vouchers?
They're gift vouchers. You hand them in at the post office, and they deliver the merchandise.
Cool, I'll take them.
Hey, hands off!
What?
They don't come free.
I thought they were gift vouchers.
Ugh.
You wouldn't have some coffee somewhere around here, would you?
Since you've been staying with me, I've only had decaf, and even that is too strong. Maybe I should finally get rid of the coffee grinder. It's just using up space, like you.
The first aid cabinet is locked.
What? Did you injure yourself again?
Not yet.
Too bad. You know what? Tell me when you have. I'll have a good long laugh, and then I'll give you the key.
I need some ingredients.
If there's nothing in the fridge, you won't be getting anything else.
No, I mean...
End of discussion. Start earning your own money, and you'll be able to buy your own food.
What would
They're gift. You hand them, and you can't...
And why are they... I've got to go.
I've been saying that for years, but here you still are.
One thing I'm frequently asked is if there's a real-life reference to the character of Tony. Something along the lines if I had some bad relationship experience with women. But I can assure you, despite the fact that the argument between Tony and Rufus seems legitimately vivid and real, I'm a very ironic person and I'm on fairly good terms with my ex-girlfriends in most cases. Well, actually in all cases. I seem to have a tendency for drama, but not towards argument. Thus, the cliché of the acid-breathing dragon X was never something I actually had to deal with myself. Then again, I'm not Rufus. Thank God I'm not. But back to the characterization, I think it's a nice between the lines image for Rufus's motivation to leave his home behind, that his ex-girlfriend has a shop where she sells anchors, barbs and sinkers. Basically all kinds of things that are dead weight, preventing you from getting anywhere and so on. A great idea somewhere buried in the subtext. Great fun, but as much as I enjoy the vivid argument between Tony and Rufus, I must admit that the brilliant Charlotte Moore was almost a miscast for Tony's voice. Charlotte Moore is, by the way, an extraordinary talented voice actress. She breathes so much life into Tony that a good deal of our players demanded a happy end for Rufus and Tony. Well, that was clearly not our intent. Nope, absolutely not. And that's Tony, another little star of Deponia. Have fun.
Weights, anchors, metal boots, hooks, all the things you need if you want to stay moored forever.
Hands off my stuff.
What? I'm just browsing.
Browsing is what paying customers do. What you mean is driving me nuts.
What was that again about the...
You hand and no, you can't.
And what?
Hey, stop it! What exactly are you trying to pull off?
I just thought it'd be good to take some of these mail order coupons with me. Then I can use them to send all my friends on Deponia some hooks and lead weights, obviously, just like it says on these vouchers.
Okay. First of all, you don't have any friends. You are a self-centered egomaniac who doesn't give a bleep about anybody apart from himself. Besides, what makes you think you could just walk in here and take things from my store?
Couldn't I just pay you later?
Pay me later? Pay me later? How the heck are you gonna pay me back, smartass? Or did you finally, after all these years, get a real job? Did you?
Well, not exactly, but...
Isn't it enough that I still let you live at my place? That I still feed you? And I guess you think you're thanking me by letting me get rid of all the junk and garbage you produce every day. Why am I still putting up with this? I mean, really, why do I still do it? It's not like we're still... Oh, this sucks! My blood pressure! I have to meditate. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh, hand.
All right. Ouch! Hey! Ouch! Look at that!
Such a tiny wound, and what a great pleasure. That is to say... Wait a minute. You dirty rat. Did you try and steal hooks from me again?
Tony, please, I'm bleeding to death here.
If there was even the slightest bit of hope that you'll ever learn from your mistakes, I'd say, suit yourself. But unfortunately, you've proven once too often that you'll never learn. So here you go. Just take the key for the first aid kit and get out of my store.
If you didn't nag all the time, maybe I'd be able to listen to what you're saying for a change.